Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. We are building this LeetCode question series on SQL, and today we are going to solve question number 550, gameplay analysis, fourth part. So what we are given in this question, we are given this activity table and of course player ID, device ID, event date and games played, 4 columns. These 2 columns make a primary key. Now what we have to do, we have to write a solution to report the fraction of players that logged in again on the day after the day they first logged in, rounded to 2 decimals. In other words, you need to count the number of players that logged in for at least 2 consecutive days starting from the first login date, then divide the number by the total number of players. Okay, let's see how we could achieve this result. We have to first find the number of distinct players in this activity table, and if we just check, we have 1, we have 2 and we have 3. So distinct player is 3, right? Now we have to find those players who have logged in for the 2 consecutive days, and the first day should be the first login date. So what we have to see this first. So of course they both log in on the consecutive days 1st of March and the 2nd of March. Let's see 2 had logged in only for 1 day, so there cannot be 2 consecutive days for 2. Let's see for the 3 has logged in on the 2nd of March and the 3rd of July, and the year is also different, so this will also not be counted. So there is only one player who has logged in for 2 consecutive days, and the first day is the first login as well. It could be a scenario where a player might have logged in for the consecutive days, but those consecutive days, if we check the first number, that is not the first login. So we have to discard that as well. I hope that you're getting the gist here. So now, number of players who have logged in for consecutive days, and one of them is the first day, one of them is their first login. If we just check, there is only one player only with the ID 1 as well, so it is 1. Now we have to just divide these two to get the fraction, right? Let me just make it white. So the question is all about, we need to find these two values first and we need to divide it. So let's go to the data grid and try to solve this question there. We are in the data grid and we will try to solve this question now. Please bear with me, this question is quite complex and we are going to use the common table expressions to calculate 2 things first, and then we will use those 2 things to get our result in the third query. So the first part, I will just going to calculate the distinct count of players. How we will do this? With, of course, common table expression CTE1 as select distinct player ID from activity. This is my first common table expression. Now we are going to solve the second part, where we are going to find those players who have logged in for the consecutive days, and one of the days is the first day. So how we will do this? First of all, let's see, select star from activity. I'm just going to do a rank window function, needs to partition by player. Why player ID? Because within the player ID itself we need to check when this player has logged in for the consecutive days and whether one of the days is the first login or not. So order by, of course the ranking needs to be done on the basis of the event date, ascending order as RK. Let us run this query. If you check this query within this group, the rank 1 signifies that the user has logged in for the very first time, and the rank 2 signifies that the user has logged in for the second time, but we do not know whether it is consecutive or not. If I can make sure that this rank 2 event date is consecutive to its previous date, then I need to count this row. So how I can do this? I need to add one more column which will tell me the previous login date of this player ID. Let's do that first. I'm going to use this lag function, and of course it has to be event date partition by, it has to be on the player ID itself, and order by event date ascending as lag. Now let me run this query again. Now you could see I have this previous login corresponding to each row now. Of course, the partition has been done on the player ID. Now, if I'm able to check the date difference between these two dates comes out to be 1 and the rank is also 2, then I need to count that row because I know the user has logged in on the consecutive day and the previous login was the first login. How I could do this? Let's see this first now. I'm going to wrap this like this. Select star from, and I'm just going to put a where clause where x dot rk equals to 2 and date diff between the event date and the lg comes out to be 1. This date diff function just calculate the difference between the two dates. The difference is calculated in terms of days. Okay, now if I run this, then I am getting only the player 1 has logged in on consecutive day and the previous login was the first login. I just need to calculate the count here. And I could say as count number 2. If I just run this again, this is what I really want. Now I can add this query in my CTE like this, CTE2 as this. Now I have this table 1 and table 2. Now I could just say as CT count 1. I have done a mistake here. I just need to count the distinct here. Now this will contain only one row and one column like this, and this also contains only one row and one column like this. What I just need to do now, I just need to do a cross join so that both the columns are side by side like this. Select. Now I am going to use both these CTE1 and CTE2. How I am going to use it? Like this. Select star from CTE1 cross join CTE2. If I do this and if I run my query, I have this CTE1 and CTE2. I just need to divide CTE2 divided by CTE1. I just need to round this into two places. If I check this now, I got this 0.33. I just need to put as fraction. I am able to get my answer. So what we have done, we have first calculate in the common table expression 1 the distinct players in the activity table. Then in the common table expression 2, what we have calculated those number of players who have logged in for the consecutive days and the previous login was the first login. This table is calculating that thing. Then what we have done, because both these columns just contain one row and one column, I have just cross joined both these so that I could clearly use CTE2 divided by CTE1. CTE2 just contains, of course, the number of players who have consecutive login and the previous login was the first day, and CTE1 contains only the distinct players in this table. We have rounded this to two places. Hope you are getting the gist. You have to watch this again and again if you do not able to follow properly, or write in the comment section if you think that the explanation is not good enough. I will try to make another video and try to explain in a more better way. Now let's go to the LeetCode and try to submit this solution. I'm in the LeetCode and we are solving this 550 gameplay analysis fourth part. I've already explained this question. I'm just going to submit my solution and check against for any syntax errors for the case 1. The solution is accepted. Let me run for all the test cases. Yeah, I'm able to beat 39.60% of the LeetCode users, which is quite okay. In this example, we have seen how this common table expression can be very useful to solve questions because the readability of the solution becomes very much clear with these table expressions. If you're liking the content, then please like my video, subscribe to my YouTube channel and also share this video to all your friends. Till then, keep watching, happy learning, bye bye.